Psychic News Network, we're back. Seems like I was just here. I was just listening to Glenn Kirshner. Well, my brain has been full. How about yours? Have you had a full brain lately? The symptoms are the day just flies by. Well, that's partly because it gets dark earlier. Yeah. Just not knowing what to think. That's called overwhelm. I just finished an article that I wrote for Substack just minutes ago. So check it out. It references the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So check that out. Go to Substack. Those of you that keep asking me, how do I get on Substack? It's an app. Do you know how to download an app? Just download the app or just Google it, and get it. I'm glad to see you too. And get the app and just type in my name and it'll come up. And please subscribe. I think the subscribe button is there on it. Anyhow, I just want to start by saying thank you for the prayers for my dad. He's on his way out, but it seems like we have a little bit more time. But he's going to a place where he'll be staying from now on. So pray for my mom. They've been married 63 years. Thank you. Just pulled the scarf out. 63 years. Can you imagine? It's a long time. There's so many things about what's going on in this country that I'm finding are like mind-boggling in the sense that I thought that as a nation, maybe I was under this false idea. Thank you for the prayers. Much appreciate. Zircon can't imagine being married to somebody for 63 years. Yeah. They got along too. I'd never ever thought, and I think that I'm not the only one. My dad's still with us. He's just on his way out. That we would be in a place where we didn't see people standing up for democracy. I thought that's what we were all about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards about a few things. And one is investigating this election. And my dad's a very nice guy. He was a mailman. He's a retired letter carrier. I'll keep you updated too. Are we not going to investigate? Are we not going to do anything? And this is why I've been writing almost every day a Substack article. Wow, your parents are married for 7 years. I think Jimmy Carter was married. I think they were married for maybe. Jimmy Carter got the record for how many years married, like the longest married president. Anyway, I really want to know, aren't we going to look into this? 73 years Jimmy and Rosalind were married. Yeah, it's a long time. They become one unit, you know what I mean? Are we really not going to investigate this? I'm not saying that we're not going to investigate it. Happy birthday to Mr. President. Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. I'm always here. I never stop being here. Even when you don't see me, I'm still with you. In spirit. You got to read my article that I just wrote for Substack. Happy birthday to President Biden and anybody else whose birthday is today. So let's take out the Witch's Tarot and take a look. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here. When we're up to 200 people here present on the live stream, we'll do a group hug. You're going to have a wind chill. Yes, I meant to sound like Marilyn Monroe who sang Happy Birthday to John F. Kennedy. Wasn't that obvious? Happy birthday. I can go into a Bill Murray version. Remember Bill Murray on SNL, the lounge singer, the lounge act? 3 cards. Are we going to be investigating? I understand that there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but we really need to have some semblance of reassurance. Florida's going to have a deep freeze. It won't last very long. I'm wondering if you really will. Elon just posted on X, Canada, you're next for the election. He's just, I mean, I'm telling you, when I tune into Elon, I get... It's really weird. He's sloppy. He's an idiot. Elon is mentally, it's funny. I'm serious. I tune into Elon and I get this big like vacant part of his brain. I'm serious. There's part of Elon's brain that's vacant. It's empty. It's like a hollow tunnel. Hello, 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 anything in there, Elon? I'm serious. It's very strange. Are we not going to do anything about investigating interference in this election? Well, I have 2 pages, so that doesn't look like nothing. The void of empathy is right. I did write about that. Yeah, I see a big empty space in his mind. I read... Maybe he has a brain worm that ate it. That ate his brain. Are they going to investigate? Yes. Well, I do. I see a couple of pages. So we've got troops of people that are working on investigating the nefarious activity in our elections. Elon had a head injury as a kid. A lot of people had head injuries as a kid. I hit my head when I was a kid. I fell right off a little ledge. I was trying to get a balloon. Never forget it. I should have gotten stitches. And I got hit right here. I have a scar. That might not have been an accident. I mean, the universal accident. I made it. The 2 of Wands. Oh, okay, that's the 2 of Wands. That makes sense. As far as investigating what happened on election day, it is being investigated. I have 2 pages, and I have the 2 of Wands, which is that I'm almost feeling like our intelligence agencies need to get some kind of a pass or a clearance, but this has to do with other countries. Like, I mean, it has to be done delicately. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing here is that other countries right now, our allies, it's not that they don't trust America, but they're very much walking with trepidation. Oh, Cash Peter said that he sees Elon's head tilted on its side. Well, I'm probably picking up on the same thing. Yeah. That kind of lines up, doesn't it? So I feel that there are investigations going on, but there's a lot of, can we get into your country's intelligence so that we can work together? It's a little bit precarious, but it is happening, and that's what I'm getting about investigations on the election. I'm not getting to know that it's not happening. I'm getting that there are things happening, and they have to proceed with caution when it comes to sharing intelligence. And what I wrote my article about on Substack just published it moments ago was about the horrifying display, really amped up right now, of cruelty. Don Jr. was rubbing his gums at the SpaceX launch. Yeah, it's really unbelievable. Michelle just lost power. So windy in Florida. the Trump administration, which I don't put any energy into thinking about, but I just want to say the Project 2025 takes away even the warning of a hurricane because it just bags Noah. Yeah, sticking his hand in his pocket, Don Jr., then rubbing his gums. Hey, Thomas. Yeah. I'm going to pull 3 cards on Don Jr. So the cruelty. Nancy Mason, Marjorie Trader Green. If hell is really a place. And I showed you my pictures that I downloaded. In fact, one of the things I like to do with my mom actually is watch Rick Steves. It's become a thing. And I've shown you these before. And the old like from medieval times, the pictures of hell. Let's just show them to you because I think it'll make you feel better a little bit. Remember I showed you the pictures of hell? And I can never find things when I'm looking for them. Alright, I can't find them, but I'll spare you right now. Somebody's saying Handmaid's Tale wannabe. Well, I do have that. I posted that around Halloween. Oh no, here they are. This is where people that are cruel, like Marjorie Trader Green and Nancy Mace, this is where they go. Yeah, don't you love Rick Steves? People like Marjorie Trader Green and Nancy Mace that are cruel, cruel, cruel. This is where they go. It's just artist depictions of hell. I'll show you one more. When you're evil, you go to hell. Anyway, a lot of that was used to manipulate the commoners and get them to pay the church. But I'm just saying. Wait, what are you saying about Comcast? I still don't have internet. I had to buy a $10 a month service. Spinning off the cable TV business, wasting no time dismantling old structures. Oh, good. I hope they fall flat on their faces because Comcast, I was complaining that Comcast, when I said I just don't want Wi-Fi here anymore, it's not working very well. And they were like, well, it'll cost you $500 to disconnect it early. What? Anyway, let's do a group hug because we've got 215 people in the house. Let's do a group hug. And let's imagine in our group hug sending energy to America that all of a sudden people say, not on our watch. We are not going to let a fascist into the White House. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. People are waking up and going, what? We are taking action. I like it. It feels good. And for my family too. Yeah, thank you. We all process in our own ways. You did a group hug when Pluto entered Aquarius. What group were you in, Joe? Joe up there in the chat. 3 cards. About Don Jr. Actually, you know what? I really feel like they're actually still in fear of being caught. I'm wondering what that's about. Because Don Jr., boy, he has a serious... No, Rose, I didn't read that yet. I was writing. I will. Don Jr. needs to be in rehab. But I wasn't there for the group hug that you did when Pluto went into Aquarius, Joe. 3 cards about Don Jr. Gonzo. Gonzo. Yeah, they're afraid of being... It's interesting. Now, I'm wondering, this is really piquing my interest. Good election results from Toledo, Ohio. Marcy Kaptur officially declared. Hang on a second. Officially declared the winner of the 9th District U.S. House of Representatives. She's the longest female serving now, and I haven't been following what's going on. Who won the neck decorating contest? It was a tie. I haven't been following what's going on in our government as closely as I was. Yeah, good job, Ohio. Ohio get the bell. I don't want to break your eardrums. Okay. I'm reading on Don Jr. I think it's interesting that I feel that they're afraid. That the Trumps are feeling afraid. Now, this is really... Like, do they know something? Ohio needs more than a bell? What do you want? Do you want me to jump up and down and do a dance? Want me to sing a song? More Democrats running in elections winning. It's not really a song, but it's my little chant. Eight of Wands and Eight of Cups. Here's what I'm getting about Don Jr. He lays awake at night, probably because he's coked out of his mind, the poor thing. He lays awake in bed and his mind circles. He's a really traumatized individual. Notice I'm not feeling bad for him. Oh well. I'm an empathetic person and I have no sympathy. How's my wallet like an onion? Every time I open it, I cry. The Empress is the United States. The Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups indicate that Don Jr. he's very scared. You think Elon's making them nervous? I'm actually kind of like surprised to see this. Because you would think that they'd be gloating and, sitting pretty. But when I think about it, I know it's a little bit of a twist, but for Donald Trump and all, well, not maybe for Donald Trump, but maybe. If they hadn't cheated, gotten Russia and Elon involved, and Kamala had won, like the votes energy says she won, it would have been better for the Trump family members. Trump is dying from that heart condition. So, it would have been better for the Trump family members if Trump lost, but he did lose, and we'll get into that a little bit more in terms of what actually happened there. There's a lot of information coming out about how it was messed with. The therapist said we need to be like a gray stone whenever MAGA tries to strike. This isn't a joke, right? Whenever MAGA tries to stoke us over, there's some more clown news. We just meh it or shrug, that drives them nuts. Yeah, they need to get to us. Trump looked really bad today. I actually feel like the Trump family definitely would have preferred if Trump hadn't won. Because, well, I guess it puts him under greater scrutiny. Well, let's pull 3 cards on the Orange Cheeto. I was so hoping that we'd never have to read on him again. After November 5th, 14 countries are investigating and helping. Yeah, so I don't know where you got that number, Rose, but that I do pick that up. And so that's why I pulled the Two of Wands with those page cards. And I felt like that was reflecting to me psychically that it was tricky to get our allies, other countries, to kind of share their intelligence. They trust Joe Biden. Joe Biden's very trustworthy. Yeah, there's no way the numbers would add up. Yeah. I mean, besides the gerrymandering, you know how busy Mark Elias was day in and day out going to court, fighting voter suppression? Ted Cruz did not win. Ted Cruz has not, like, legitimately won in a long time. There's no way it should have been called so early. Mike Johnson is getting literally pissy about trans women in Congress. Well, Mike Johnson is gay, so I don't know what his problem is. Even Japan is working on investigating. I did hear that. Let's pull 3 cards about the Donald just to see how he is. Let's not yes, Washington Post and LA Times decided not to endorse. They're complicit. One of the first moves for tyranny, for an authoritarian takeover of a country, is to seize the media. I always think about when Putin invaded Ukraine. And there was a Russian, independently owned, run by young people, really brave souls. Rain, it might have been called Rain, a Russian radio station. And they ran them out of the country because they didn't want them to be telling the truth. So when the Washington Post and the New York Times and all the rest of them, and Joe and Mika going down to from MSNBC, going down to Mar-a-Lago, listen to this one. And I heard that they came back and said, Trump wants to unite us. Trump works for Putin. Putin's number one aim is to divide us, and he's been at it for a decade now. Full on. Putin wants us to be the Russian Federation of America. That's why I'm shadow banned, everybody. As far as I can tell, this is why I'm shadow banned and why I get copyright strikes for playing my own music. Mika and Joe are scared. Yeah, I did read on it the other night. I'm pulling 3 cards about the orange Cheeto. The Danish Navy appears to have seized a Chinese vessel. Wow. Go look for Politics Girls post today about a bill to send to... I like to spread these messages. Politics Girls post today about a bill in the House to call your representatives about. Okay. The loser. He's a loser. No matter how you slice it, he's a big fat loser. The orange Cheeto. It's fine. It goes with the territory. I have to read on him because he's still in our faces. Dad joke, why did the coffee taste like dirt? Because it was ground just a few minutes ago. Coffee sounds good right now. The loser. 8 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Being roasted. Overheated. Trump overheated. Being roasted. Being... I can't even tell you. I think I talked about this already. When I tune into him. How Putin has him in a vice grip. It's not good. It's not good. I feel strongly that Trump agreed to a promise that Putin made him make, and now he's not delivering. Yeah. I did write a Substack in which I went on quite a bit about, I think it was yesterday. I don't know, I'm writing so much lately, I just can't even keep track. Yeah, it was yesterday. Trump was never eligible, according to the United States Constitution, to be running for President of the United States. He was never eligible to run for office. And the only reason that he was permitted to run for office is that the Supreme Court is rogue. He set it up that way. Amendment 14, Section 3. And I am so befuddled that this is not our national conversation. What do you call a criminal landing an airplane? Condescending. We're on it, Michelle. We're on it. We're on it. And Russia's cutting the underwater cables. I mean, why can't they just leave everybody alone to live in peace? So this was Damon in the house tonight? No, too bad. This is his favorite card. This is about Trump. Holding hands with Putin and holding hands with Elon, but I'm more picking up on Putin here. Yeah, good jokes tonight. They're always good. Eight of Pentacles. Trump is not delivering for Putin in the way. Oh, well, he's delivering for Putin, don't get me wrong, but not in the way. Like, Putin wants to go in and to seize America. This cannot stand. I totally agree. That's why we have to stand up. There are organizations, I'm going to start making a list of them. One is Indivisible. One is, I think, called Stop Project 2025. There are organizations already organized that are ramping it up. We can't take a holiday. We can stop and have Thanksgiving dinner. We can stop and have Christmas, pudding or whatever. But we cannot take a break over the holidays. Let's be completely clear. And we'll talk more about this tomorrow, because our Grassroots of Democracy meetings have changed to a Thursday night talk. Remember, we agreed last week, we all agreed that we were going to call our representatives. I've been writing a lot for Substack, and doing a lot of this and doing a lot of family stuff, but we agreed we'd call our representatives, as many as we possibly can, not just in our state, and say we demand an investigation. So definitely join us tomorrow night too. We cannot take a break for the holidays. We can't. This is a really, how do I say? It's like if you're saving a life, you can't go, oh, I'm going to go get a cup of tea while the person's, having a heart attack in front of you, right? What Michael do? I missed it. I can't keep track of everything. Yeah, I do see. Oh, there's two levers. This one just popped up too. I'm reading on Trump. I'm still reading on Trump. You're going to have to put up there what great thing happened for Michael, because I missed it. 1 year free of cancer. Oh yeah, don't you ring? You actually ring a bell for that, right? Yay! Yay! Did you ring a bell? I think you do that when you're cancer free. Nice. That's awesome. These are the enemies that Trump is in bed with. It's not only Putin, but it's mainly Putin. And he's feeling like he's in a vice grip. It's that old story of somebody wants something really bad and then the devil shows up. Poof! Speaking of hell. The devil shows up in a poof of red smoke. And he looks just like a guy that I saw in Salem on Halloween, dressed like Satan. And he says, I know that you want more and more money, Donald, and you want a hotel. If you sell your soul to me, I'll give you everything that you want. And so Trump sold his soul to Putin. And the devil has come for his payback. Oh, you did ring a bell? Good. It has that kind of a feeling. All you want for Christmas is Kamala as your president. That's what we all want. And we'll keep our sights focused on that for sure. This is the difference between we still are, we're going to hold the space for that in our minds. We were heading for the most awesome things for America. We were excited. My guides are saying we're having a temporary delay because Kamala has it going on, and I'm keeping that in the present tense. And I told you, and I'll keep telling you, I still have my banners out on the deck, and I live on a really busy street, so everybody's getting to see that my Kamala Harris, Tim Waltz banners are flying high, and there's no sign whatsoever that I'm going to take them down. I'm holding a space for that to be true. And if you threw your Kamala Harris, Tim Waltz sign away, get another one. I'm sure they're on sale. And put it back out. I've noticed other people have done the same. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here to help me. That's how you can kind of tip me. Do I think Elon is spying on Trump for Putin? Not particularly. I actually have picked up that Putin's not happy with Elon. And Putin's not happy with Trump because Trump hasn't delivered what he promised. I don't even want to say yet. He hasn't delivered what he promised. Yeah, Kamala Harris's campaign was amazing. We really need to not forget that. We need to not forget how amazing, what an awesome experience that was for us. And that's the kind of thing that can fuel us, because that's the kind of thing that will remind us all. 100,000 people at the ellipse. She was glowing the whole time. God knows how she was keeping her energy up. I'm sure it was totally exhausting. No rest for the weary. I'm going to pull 3 cards on Putin. I'm sure there's a birthday card you could probably find to send to President Biden. You could just write to him on the White House website. We'll read on how his birthday's going. If it's any comfort, astrologically, Biden's really shining. He's really in a good place. So, I don't know, Warren was here. I'm pulling 3 cards on Putin. Kamala is the president for our times. Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense. Alright, trying to focus. Biden's good mood is... Are you saying Biden's good mood is because Putin is mad at Trump? I don't know, we can read on it. Hey Marge, how are you doing? Everybody pray for Marge, because she's having surgery for cancer tomorrow. Prayers work. My dad bounced back a little. I mean, he's not going to go home again, but... Oh, life. Putin. Oh, interesting. Putin has the same card that Trump had. Roasted. Good Lord. Page of Swords. Remember how I was just saying the Trump family is afraid? They're fearful. They're nervous. So is Vladimir Putin. Mainstream media didn't cover his historic, brilliant trip to the Amazon and meeting world leaders there. We've had it with mainstream media. I cannot tell you how it's unanimous. Nobody here is watching mainstream media. Nobody here is interested in turning on MSNBC anymore. I miss Lawrence O'Donnell, but I'm not turning it on. And I want to tell you about that. Let me first read about Putin. Same card as Trump. Which tells me that they're both, that what they colluded on together, along with Elon, is being looked at. Same thing, same card. 7 of Cups is Putin You know, like dancing around and just making shit up. Excuse my French. Just making up BS. And the made up BS is to the media in America. I was thinking that I would say Putin's making crap up to tell to the Russian people. But no, my guide said, no, it's not that, even though he does it all the time, right? It's constant. That's what they're trying to do in America. But I'm getting the Putin, because this is a Seven of Cups. He's sending all this BS to the media in America. Dr. Oz heading Medicare and Medicaid, not so fast, right? Not so fast. We all need to take that stance. Not so fast, buddies. You're not going to kill us all. Dad joke, what's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament? Live stream. So Putin is getting wind of, I've felt this for a while, and I don't want you to think it's going to happen immediately. But the wagons are circling Putin. Because what's starting to happen is, well, with Joe Biden, NATO became stronger. With Joe Biden, he's pulling out all the stops now because Biden's not going to be president. Kamala is. When you have to go to Al Jazeera for real news, that's pretty bad. People have told me to listen to John Flannery, so I will. You're waiting for Dr. Phil to get his new job. We are not going to let this happen. We would be done. I feel, Biden pulled together NATO. Trump tried to pull us out of NATO. There is nothing more dangerous to our existence and not being attacked by a foreign enemy. There's nothing more dangerous than pulling America out of NATO. Nothing. Nada. It's the most dangerous thing imaginable. The second most dangerous thing that Trump did was pull us out of the Iran nuclear deal. Have at it! Build all the nuclear weapons you want. Back in the day that people were protesting the nuclear arms race, we all learned what one nuclear weapon can do. Just one. There's enough nuclear armament on this planet to blow up our entire planet. I think we're up to thousands of times. Right, Amanda? Not to scare you or anything. So Biden gets in, he strengthens NATO, he starts shaking hands with our allies again, they start to trust us again. And now Putin meddles again in our election. They told us they would. The Kremlin said it. They boasted about it. They bragged about it. They're all bragging about their crimes. It's called hubris. It's going to take them down. Today was the debut of the movie The Day After back in the 70s. Was that in the 70s? I don't think I watched it. I don't watch things that are too scary. Because I won't stop thinking about it. Yeah, we're praying for you, Marge. So Biden pulls us back into NATO. Glory, hallelujah. And he just came from the G20. We'll read on that too. Because since the mainstream media doesn't want to tell us what's going on in our own country, we do have to go to Midas Touch, right? But, I would have liked to have seen more. I would have liked to, for the past 4 years, to have seen a lot more of Joe Biden. I would have liked to have followed the history of these past going on 4 years. I would have liked to have seen that documented, but mainstream media decided to keep our own history from us and to spew BS. Take that, Joe and Mika. Screw you guys. How dare they? How dare they withhold withhold the news from us. Marge can't get over how many kind people are in this world. I know, isn't it true? Innocent Potato sent me the nicest card today. It's downstairs. I'll pull it up on Friday. I have read on the future of media, and I've read about it several months ago, and I picked up that they would lose people. They would lose tons and tons of people. And that the YouTube channels and the independent channels were going to pick up all the slack, and that the corporate would have a really big problem with that for a while and attempt to shut us down. Notice I included myself in that. But then they were just not. Corporate will probably try to figure out a way to capitalize on, well, they already do. If you monetize your channel, they get a portion. So Morning Joe has tanked. I'd be curious to see how badly. People have the power. I don't care what anybody says. The people have the power. And if it's any consolation, well, a couple things. One is the astrology is horrid for Trump. I don't know what the ratings are. I don't know where to find the ratings. Did you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change color? He had a reptile dysfunction. I'm sorry. That was really funny. Oh my gosh. You heard that MSNBC is... you caught me off guard with that one, Thomas. You heard that the MSNBC is down 50%? Way down, CNN and MSNBC. I did hear that CNN was laying a lot of people off. Countries are coming together to fight fascism. Yeah, Biden was very busy pulling us out of an economic mess. I have a great idea. Maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow at our short meeting for Grassroots of Democracy that's going to be live streamed. We can write to mainstream media and we can all say, we wanted you to cover Joe Biden. You left us out of learning about what was going on in our country. How dare you? Take that. You're done. We're never coming back. I'm going to pull 3 cards about what happened at the G20 summit. Oh, me, oh my. Where is the time going? Oh, Marge, we don't talk about when Trump gets in. Save yourself the stress. So the astrology for Trump is horrible. The astrology for Kamala is beautiful. Debbie's finally catching the Thomas joke. Oh, interesting. Okay, so when Biden went to the G20 summit, the conversations were about I have the Hermit card and the Justice card. I think Biden's number one concern is that we will be isolated as a nation. Because we would be. Morning Joe ratings dropped 38%. Wow. Yeah, 45 South is poor. Very, very poor. So when Biden went to the G7 summit, oh, and here's the G20. Whatever. I get it mixed up. They spoke about justice. Unfortunately, our allies are wondering why we didn't hold Trump to task. And I've thought all along that it's Putin and the death threats. That's a big part of it. We can get into that in a little more in depth on Friday. The 7 of Wands is 7 countries that agreed to work with us, it looks like, at the G20 summit, to work more closely with us to shut this fascism down. But the hermit card concerns me because I really feel like Joe Biden is very, very concerned that America could quickly be down come the black curtains and we're cut off. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Biden doesn't think that's going to happen, but he's thinking about the risk. So the Seven of Wands, our allies will help you, but you all have to do your part too. And honestly, I really do think that if our allies see we the people giving a damn about the threat of fascism, then they'll be more inclined to help us. So if anybody's here from another country, we're in. But we need to act, and we need to not be planning to be all so busy over the holiday season, because we don't have the holiday season to relax. We do not. And the other thought that I had today was that the cruelty that they have planned, the Project 2025, the cruelty, the abject cruelty and crimes against humanity that they actually put in Project 2025. They actually thought, oh yeah, let's do this. They'll all, we'll just force them. Oh, you're from Canada. Oh, thanks, Jen. That's right, you are. I mean, it's beyond what we can even imagine. Or maybe we can, and we don't want to be able to imagine it. The cruelty that they have planned is getting people's attention who weren't ever involved. It's going to get people, and it is already. As soon as Trump the loser started to talk about tariffs, and he doesn't even know how tariffs work, I saw a very quick chyron. Somebody had the TV on where I was, and it was on CNN, and I saw this chyron that said, Trump plans 60% tariffs on China. And I was like, what? What? Like, I'm not worried. I don't feel him in power. But, oh my gosh. All those things that you buy from Amazon, they're all made in China. 90% of them. All the migrants being deported, that's all our crops not being picked. Then food becomes scarce. Then there's no produce on our shelves. Because it's left to rot in the fields because we don't have migrant workers picking the crops. We have had a boom in manufacturing. MAGA is planning to take all of that away. Right? They left no stone unturned when it came to how can we meticulously go after every single item on the list of things that make America work and work well and be the strongest country in the world, the strongest economy in the world. They got in there with precision, with their surgical knives. We're going to cut all this away. And any of you that have elderly parents like I do, one on his way out, know, and some people here know how dependent people are on Medicare and Medicaid, which is not entitlement. Our tax dollars pay for it, and Social Security. As soon as we see more and more, this is what I said from the beginning. When we woke up Wednesday morning and we went, well, that ain't right because he didn't win, but they're telling us that he won, but they're lying to us anyway, so why should we believe that? People are starting to see it. Manufacturing is starting to cut back because, they're business people. They're not going to, they're business, corporate. The car companies aren't going to wait until everything crashes. They're going to get ready now. They're going to get ready now for everything to crash, right? Because Trump is planning to crash this country into a freaking brick wall. He promised it. We're going to find out what fascism is, close and personal. I'm on a mission to make sure we find out in time to prevent it from happening. Don't think for 1 second that the people that thought Trump was a good idea, that are losing their jobs now, don't think that they're not thinking twice and changing their mind. I don't know how true it is, but I heard that, how can I change my vote, or can I change my vote? You all heard this. Somebody here told us. And I heard it from various sources. Can I change my vote, or how can I change my vote after they voted for Trump? How many times that was Googled? I feel that this is the only way, because the universe works in mysterious ways, to wake us the hell up. That's why I'm saying, do not plan to take a break over the holidays. This is not the year to do that. This is not the year to, maybe you can take Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day or whatever you celebrate. But we cannot just like, oh, I'll get back to it when the holidays are over. The ramifications of that are dire. Why didn't people bother to educate the voters up before the election? It used to be the mainstream media educated the voters. Thank you, Ginger. It's not that courageous what I'm doing, but thank you. I have a lot of tenacity. My moon's in Taurus. Thank you to those of you who have sent me donations. It's you're so kind, and I really need the help. So thank you. And we still have cards to read, so I'll do my little commercial in a little while. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Kamala. There's so many things we could read on. I'm just picking random things. Kamala. But do not think for 1 second the people that voted for Trump are not having second thoughts. Thank you, Mark, for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. You get a bell. It got stuck. Thank you. Anybody else new subscriber here? We'll ring the bell for you too. Yeah, the newspaper used to compare all the candidates. The news actually covered the news. The news actually was responsible, and there was no dereliction of duty. The news used to tell us what's happening in our country. America was founded on freedom of the press. And what did Trump do? You are the enemy of the people. They're saying that he got elected. An enemy of the United States of America, they're saying got elected president. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Here you go. From Michigan. That's where I was born. And another thing. I'm trying to keep it to 60 minutes. Isn't it election interference to lie to the people constantly? Because in my mind, election interference is disinformation, right? Is it just me? Thank you for the donation. Let me take that thought a little bit further. When Trump was held accountable for the hush money payments, that was not about a prostitute. By the way, I don't know if most of you know this, but when I was in Salem on Halloween, Stormy Daniels was there in the middle of the circle. But anyway, it wasn't about Stormy Daniels. It was about that Trump hid the information that would have helped the American people to know more about the candidate before they cast a vote. Isn't that election interference? It is, right? So how is it not election interference? I mean, Fox got fined to the tune of almost $1 billion for lying about the Dominion voting machines, and I don't know what happened with Smartmatic. That kind of fell by the wayside, but it's probably still in litigation. But anyway, isn't it election interference to mislead an entire American populace, well, those that were susceptible to being misled, about the candidates for an election? You think Smartmatic settled? We didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it. I'm not doubting that they did, but I'm wondering why we didn't hear about it. That's a good question. What the heck am I pulling cards about? I forgot. Somebody remind me. I get on a rant and then I forget what I'm reading about. Hang on. What was it? Somebody... Kamala, thank you. I like that you keep track. Thank you for the donation, Ken. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. We have freedom of speech. Everybody speak up. By the way, I owe 2 people an anonymous donor. This was a while ago. I just keep forgetting to follow up. Donated 2 readings. So on Friday, if you join me on Friday, I'll do a raffle and 2 people will get 50-minute tarot readings. Pretty good deal, huh? Kamala. Kamala actually, I feel like this is a 6 of Swords. Kamala has a lot of information about January 6th. And I spoke before about her talking to Liz Cheney about it. And I think that was even before Liz Cheney was on the campaign trail. Rose Blue is here tonight, yes. Somebody's looking for you, Rose. So this is Kamala. She's looking at January 6th. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy's saying my readings are incredible. Kamala is enjoying her family right now and the support that she has. And I have the 6 of Pentacles. What happened on January 6th is actually going to bear some fruit in terms of getting Trump hindered. Getting Trump hindered. Hindered. What do you mean, guys? What say you? Hindered? Hindered. You're all stressed? Who's stressed? Who's stressed, Debbie? It does look like Kamala has a lot of support. And she knows how loved she is. So that's really good. But I do feel like she and Liz Cheney, I feel like they're talking. What do you call a man with a rubber toe? Roberto. Yeah, all the Latino community who voted for Trump are going to regret it. I really think that people's minds are going to change and we're going to act. Those minds that needed to be changed. I know, they were calling Puerto Rico a garbage and they went and voted for him anyway. An island of garbage. Okay, so I'll read your email too, Rose. Let's pull 3 cards on Joe Biden and see how his birthday went today. Joe Biden. I mean, I just want to tell you about fighting to stop this fascist takeover. I can't even believe it. Those words are coming out of my mouth. Just put Texas News Alert in chat. Oh. Can you give me the gist of it so I don't have to scroll? Because I can never find things when I scroll. Like I can never find a picture when I'm looking for it. How's Joe Biden today? He's feeling like, yeah, he's feeling... I pick up with Joe Biden that he's feeling constrained that he can't share things that he'd like to share. What is the news flash about Texas? You're going to have to put it back up because people are now asking. I'll look. I'll look up. Six of Wands. There are indications that January 6th hasn't gone away in terms of holding the loser accountable. There we are again. Amendment 14, Section 3. Keeps coming up. Trump was not eligible to run for president of the United States of America. Keep that in your head. He was never eligible. we have a criminal Supreme Court. It shouldn't be up to the criminal Supreme Court, illegitimately seated them, several of them, to decide whether we live or die. Anyway, so Biden's feeling, actually, I feel like he's feeling trapped by what he can't tell us. But there is a chariot, no, a knight of swords, which indicates justice, and there is a 6 of wands, which indicates this has something to do with January 6th. Biden is floored and has been floored since that happened. We all should be. You're welcome, Debbie. Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's been 60 minutes. Tomorrow night I'll come on for half an hour and we'll have a Grassroots of Democracy meeting at 7 Eastern time, live. Okay? So in between now and then, the assignment from last week was to contact as many representatives as you can, and they don't have to all be only in your state. And somebody mentioned, keep going in that, Michael's saying. Somebody mentioned that what they did to get the names of governors and of the different states is they went to the DNC video and they looked when they did roll call. Remember how fun that was? That wasn't all for naught. It really wasn't. Okay, make sure you go to my Substack. I'm going to pull 3 community cards before we go. Let me pull a Moonology card too. What the heck? We had a full moon on Friday and I never did pull a moon card. How can it be legal for an insurrectionist? Exactly. Exactly. Shockwave, can you send me an email? I mean, if it's convenient. The moon card we have is it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. It's the full moon in Scorpio card. The full moon's not. It was in Taurus. But the card message is it's time to release negativity. So I would say, as far as that goes, it's time to, and we are in Scorpio right now. It's time to release negativity. Oh no, did the sun just go into my sign? Tomorrow. Whoop-de-doo. Scorpio means cutting off things. So cutting off the negativity. Let's pull 3 community cards. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. 3 community cards. Please know that my income is reliant on your booking readings, and your well-being is reliant on getting a reading. I'm just kidding, but it really does make a difference. Okay, so America's feeling hemmed in. Once again, this card is coming up. This is about the encroaching fascism. And this card came up for Joe Biden too. So we are really feeling hemmed in. The 9 of Wands, but that's when we know what we're fighting against, we're stronger. The King of Pentacles this is Joe Biden. He's doing everything in his power to make sure that this doesn't happen. But Joe Biden is also feeling hemmed in by the things that he's not able to tell us yet. Okay. Now, I think that's it for tonight. I haven't been doing tea leaves. We were all in a kind of chaos, and the tea leaves seemed too whimsical for the times, but we'll get back to them eventually. But we need to take seriously the threat. Go to Substack and type in my name. Get a reading from me. And I'm also offering Tranquil Soul sessions, and new clients, you can get a discounted short reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com is where you go to find all that. And my website has a new look, so at least go look at it. Thank you to the new people that are here too, and appreciate it much. I know there's more, but it's already been over an hour. All right. Tomorrow night, we're going to do a Grassroots of Democracy meeting right here live at 7 Eastern time. All right. Be well. Thank you for all your good wishes. Bye.